7 ways to steer Claude Code. You probably know most of them exist. But do you know how to combine them and exactly when to use what? Because if you pick the wrong one, the instruction you carefully wrote quietly never loads. Anthropic just laid all 7 out, side by side. By the end of this video, you will know exactly where every instruction belongs and why. Before any of the 7 methods, you need one idea. The context window. Everything you tell Claude has to live inside this window to have any effect at all. And each method loads into it at a different time. Some load at session start and stay there the entire session. Some load only when a matching file gets touched. And some load just their name and description up front, with the full body pulled in only when they are actually called. This one distinction, when something loads, drives everything else. Get it wrong, and you are either burning tokens on context you never use or staring at a rule Claude ignored because it never entered the window in the first place. So judge every method on 3 things. 1. When it loads. 2. What it cost you in context. And 3. How hard it sticks. A method that loads at session start and never compacts is powerful, but expensive. A method that loads on demand is cheap, but only shows up when you trigger it. And only some of these methods can actually enforce a rule. The rest of them just suggested. Keep these 3 axes in mind as we walk through all 7. Start with the one everybody already uses. The root Claude.md file. It loads at session start, persists the whole session, and gets re-injected even after compaction. That makes it the most reliable place for build commands, conventions, and team norms. But that power has a price. It sits in context the entire time. So Anthropic's advice is blunt. Keep it under 200 lines, give it an owner, and review changes to it like you review code. In a monorepo, go one step further. Drop a Claude.md inside each subdirectory. It only loads when Claude opens a file in that folder, so each team pays for its own context and nothing else. Rules work the same way. Scope a rule to a path, like source/API, and it stays completely out of context until you touch a matching file. Next, the 2 methods that stay cheap no matter how big they get. Skills and subagents. A skill lives in .claude/skills, with a skill.md file holding a name, a description, and a body. Here is the trick. At session start, only the name and description load. The full body stays out of the window until you actually invoke the skill. So a 40-line deployment checklist or a release procedure costs you almost nothing until the exact moment you need it. Subagents take this even further. They live in .claude/agents, and each one runs in its own fresh context window. It does its work in isolation, and only the final summary comes back to your main session. That is how you fan out parallel tasks without ever cluttering the main conversation. Now the method for everything that must happen every single time. Hooks. A hook fires on a specific lifecycle event in your session. It lives outside the main context window, so it costs almost nothing, and it bypasses compaction entirely. This is the single most important rule in the whole article. Every time X, always do Y belongs in a hook, not in Claude.md. Why? Because a hook enforces. Claude.md only suggests. Want a linter to run on every save. A Slack message on every finish. A dangerous command block before it ever runs. That is a hook. Deterministic every time, no exceptions. That leaves 2 ways to change the system prompt itself. Output styles inject your instructions straight into the system prompt, with the highest instruction following weight Claude has. They are never compacted, which is exactly why they cost so much. So save them for a genuine role change. Anthropic ships proactive, explanatory, and learning modes right out of the box. The lighter option is appending the system prompt. It adds instructions at invocation time without touching Claude's default role, which makes it perfect for coding standards or formatting rules you only want on this one run. The article boils the whole thing down to a few rules worth memorizing. Every time always do this goes in a hook. Never do this needs a hook plus manage settings, because only deterministic enforcement makes never actually stick. A 30-line procedure belongs in a skill, not Claude.md. And anything API specific should use path scoping. so it stays out of context until you touch the API. Over 1,000 builders. Daily hangouts, weekly workshops, and a community that actually ships together. 2 full courses. The Agentic Coding course, 18 modules, master the systems that make AI coding repeatable. And the Second Brain Bootcamp, 8 modules. Build your own personal AI system from scratch. Link in description, 10% off. Back to the video. So put it all together. Where does your instruction actually go? If it has to happen every time, it is a hook. If it is a long procedure, it is a skill. If it is scoped to part of the codebase, it is a path scoped rule. If it is a real role change, it is an output style. Personal preferences go in your own user files. Project preferences go in the team files everyone shares. 7 methods. 1 decision tree. And the whole point is that Claude.md is not the answer to everything. It is just one box on this map. So here is the real question. Most people dump everything into Claude.md and call it done. After seeing all 7, is that still good enough? Or is a Claude.md only setup quietly costing you tokens and ignored rules? Tell me which method you actually reach for in the comments. And if this finally made Claude Code click, subscribe for more.